Algebra 1, we're doing rates, ratios, and proportions. Alright, you already know what this is, so here's some quick definitions. Ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. Basically, if you're comparing 3 and 4, a ratio would be 3 over 4. That's it. Proportion is a statement that two ratios equal. So something like this. 3/4 equals 9/16. That's it. Alright, I meant 6/8, not 9/16. Kind of messed up there. Basically, these are two ratios that are equal, and that statement is a proportion. Now, rate is a ratio with different units. So in other words, like 3 miles over 12 gallons. They have two different units, miles and gallons, so that's considered a rate. It's a ratio that's comparing 3 and 12, but with different units. A unit rate would be like 12 miles per 1 gallon, where the second number, second unit is 1 in quantity. So there's ratio, proportion, rate, and unit rate. Quick review. Now, the reason why we're going over this is when you set up problems, you'll get problems like this, and you already know what to do. On this one, you multiply by 3 on both sides. And you would get x equals 12 over 3, which is 4. Now, there's another way you can do this. When you have proportions, remember you can cross multiply. So you can actually do 3 times x, which is 3x, equals 3 times 4, 12. Now it's another problem. You divide by 3, and you get x equals 4. Now, you might have thought, hey, the original way was actually easier. Well, because it was in this case. But when you get into an example like this where the variable is on the bottom, it's actually harder because you have to get the variable back on top. So the easiest way to do this is when you have two ratios that are equal, and only in this situation, you can multiply like this. 5 times w, which is 5w, 9 times 3, which is 27, and they're equal to each other. Now you divide. Divide by 5, and you get w equals 27 over 5. Now, in our class, we leave it that way. Let's do another example. Cross multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. And then 3 times x is 12x. So now when we solve, we divide both sides by 12. And we get x equals 1/3. Let's do a harder one. Now this one's a little bit harder. We're going to do 4 times that. Now I'm going to write this down. 4 times x plus 2. Because that's what we're doing. And then equals 3 times that. 3 times 2, which is 6. Now we're going to solve it like normal. So we're going to distribute. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Equals 6. Now are you going to solve it like a normal problem? Subtract 8 on both sides. You get 4x is equal to negative 2. Divide by 4 on both sides, and you get x is equal to negative 1/2. And that's it. There's not anything new. You already know how to do it. You just have to cross multiply, take one step at a time. Let's do an even harder one. The first step is to do x plus 2 times 2. So that's 2 times x plus 2 equals And now let's do x plus 1 times 3. So 3 times x plus 1. Get rid of the parentheses first, so we're going to distribute 2x plus 4 equals, and then the 3x plus 3. And now it's just like solving an equation with variables on both sides. Pick on the small guy. We get 4 equals x plus 3. And then when we subtract by 3 on both sides, we get x equals 1. That's all there is to it. It's actually a really easy problem. That's pretty much it, folks. We'll get a little bit more practice in class. Hope y'all had a great weekend.